Live from downtown Macon, this is WGXA News live on YouTube.
Good evening, Middle Georgia. I'm Amanda Peralta.
I'm Greg Lloyd. Thanks for joining us at 5:30 here on WGXA on YouTube.
A dreary, muggy day across the mid-state with scattered showers and a wide temperature variation.
And meteorologist Ryan Mirando joins us now. And Ryan, you say the weather is going to improve until tomorrow, and I see in my peripheral vision he's already over there dancing or whatever he does.
I'm supposed to be looking up, but I cannot avoid looking down at the screen
to see what you're doing.
What is he doing?
I know, it's always something new every day, you know, it's why I love the weather too. It's always something new every day. We got a lot of scattered showers out there right now, actually getting a rumble of thunder, it looks like, in southern Macon-Bibb County towards Houston County. Warner Robins about to get hit with some storms. So it's very pop-up showers around there right now, and that's really going to be the trend for the rest of tonight. A live lookout over Macon with our Wilson Bryant Heating and Air Skycast Network. A lot of clouds today. We did have some filtered sunshine, but the clouds were really dominating today. Temperature here in Macon, 70 degrees, but we do have a pretty strong east-northeast wind, around 14 miles per hour. That's thanks to the wedge that's in place, which is giving us a pretty wide temperature variation. Notice areas to the north and east, even the upper in the 60s, 66 in Edenton, 69 in Gray. Here in Macon, we're 70 degrees, but notice to the south, some of us are in the 80s, so over a 10-degree temperature difference, 80 degrees here in Vienna and 80 in Cordele. So looking ahead, what's coming up, improving weather tomorrow, but of course we're back to the afternoon storms, and then we get a big humidity drop. I'll break it all down for you coming up in your full forecast. Greg, Amanda.
Thank you, Ryan. Download that free WGXA weather app. Ryan's back shortly with your full forecast. Tonight, a man who entered a Bibb County courtroom accused left today as a convicted triple murderer.
Caesar Crockett received the harshest sentence the judge could impose. Brianna Cook was there and joins us live with the details. Brianna.
Day 3 of this high-profile triple murder trial in Macon, and today the suspect took the stand to testify in his own defense. Caesar Crockett is accused of killing the grandmother, grandfather, and aunt of his 2-year-old son in 2020. He's also accused of kidnapping his son after the murders and taking him to Florida before surrendering after a 6-hour standoff. While under oath, Crockett claimed himself under a different name.
Is your name Caesar Crockett?
My name is King Lucifer.
Crockett claims a Mexican cartel killed the 3 victims. He says he received a text from the cartel in November of 2019 threatening to kill his family due to a possible relationship with a woman. He then says he received a picture of a dismembered body. Crockett says he does not recall much and says around 9 p.m. that night, him and his son drove off into the night as they made their way to Florida. Crockett denied all 3 murders and the assault of his girlfriend, Jamila French. Crockett's lawyer pointed out no DNA or blood was found on Crockett, and the police did not check the phone that was alleged to be his. Prosecutors used the slideshow to represent evidence from the crime, such as the 911 call, body cam footage, the gun, and showed the lives of those that were lost. Prosecutors also reminded the jury of the numerous testimonies and also the testimony from Jamila French that matched the evidence.
Mr. Crockett, I'll give you that. That's the only thing I will give you today, is that you are in fact evil.
Crockett was charged with 8 counts in total, with several counts of felony murder, malice murder, assault, and 1 count of kidnapping. The jury found him guilty on all counts. Judge Howard Sims told Crockett he will do everything in his power to make sure he stays in prison.
Ultimately, this is between you and God. Your more immediate concern is what's about to happen in this room. That's between you and me. You need to die in the penitentiary.
Family members were able to say some final words to the court and to Crockett. Daughter of James Samuel, who was one of the murder victims, says all 3 victims had a disability.
And to kill defenseless people, really, all 3 of them had a disability. They were handicapped. And then the nerve to shoot my father twice.
The granddaughter and niece of the victims told Crockett she hopes he lives with the guilt.
My grandparents taught me to love. They taught me to forgive. So I forgive you. But I would never, ever forget what you did to them. I wish nothing but for your acts to eat your mind alive to the point where you can't take it anymore. And good luck with that.
Crockett received multiple life sentences and 20 extra years for the assault. He will never be eligible for parole. Reporting live in studio, Brianna Cook, WGXA News.
The search for a missing man has turned into a hunt for his killer. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says 24-year-old Oliko Dennis was thought to be missing in Macon, but was found dead this morning in Crawford County.
Deputies say that Dennis was working on assignment in Forsyth and traveled to Macon on Tuesday night. He was reported missing after no one saw or heard from him since. His death is now being investigated as a homicide. Keep up to date on this case on air and online as the new details emerge.
Tonight, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office confirms that an almost 50-year-old cold case has finally been solved.
Along with confirming the killer, it brings a name to a murder victim whom authorities worked for years to identify.
The woman dubbed Macon's Jane Doe, now identified as Yvonne Pless. She was found 46 years ago off of Arkwright Road, and authorities say her murder was the work of prolific serial killer Samuel Little. The now deceased killer confessed in 2018 to killing 2 Macon women, Yvonne Pless in 1977 and Fredonia Smith in 82. After Little's confession, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office began working with the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council to confirm the killer's confessions matched the cases in 2019 and to identify Pless using forensic genealogy in 2022. The FBI names Little as America's most prolific serial killer. In total, he confessed to 93 murders. 8 of them were in Georgia. He began serving a double life sentence in 2014 on 3 homicide charges. Little died, though, in 2020. Bibb County Sheriff David Davis responded to the solved case, saying in part that the family members of Yvonne Pless and Fredonia Smith now have closure. He went on to add that he thinks with continued dedication, teamwork, and advancement in technology, we can bring that same closure to other awaiting families. You can read more about Samuel Little and his crimes in Macon on our website, WGXA.tv.
After 2 days of testimony, a Houston County murder suspect has pleaded guilty during jury deliberations. District Attorney William Kendall says 22-year-old Ricky Martin Jr. admits to the 2021 murder of Gregory Arnett while trying to steal Arnett's car in a Walmart parking lot on Booth Road. Martin was with a 15-year-old accomplice when Arnett was shot twice, killing him. Both are sentenced to life with the possibility of parole.
And a murder case is getting a second look in a Baldwin County Supreme Court. Bobby Wood Jr. is appealing his 2021 murder and aggravated assault conviction stemming from the shooting death of Aaron Skinner. Wood claims he felt threatened and Skinner was trespassing when he shot the man in the stomach outside his home on Fox Hill Road. Wood was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole, but argues the court made a mistake when he was denied the opportunity to cross-examine a state witness and that he has ineffective counsel. The state disagrees.
More criminals are getting away with murder, and the number of homicides being solved is dropping. Tonight, Angela Brown explains.
The latest data says around 50% of homicides are not getting cleared. When we talk about the clearance rate, in most cases, that means someone has been arrested and charged. It does not mean a conviction. The Unsolved Murder website, Ohio. Scroll down and you'll find Jaleel Carter Tate. His mother sat down with our Columbus, Ohio affiliate last year.
It's just too hard. It just hurts so bad.
Jaleel's mom, Tracy, may never see justice. Frustrating to retired Sergeant Betsy Smith, now the spokesperson for the National Police Association.
I have sat in court and held the hands of homicide victims' family members.
Fewer families are getting their day in court. The chances of solving a murder, a coin toss.
If you decide to commit a homicide, you have a 50% chance of getting away with it. Get scot-free.
The Marshall Project reporting the homicide clearance rate hovering around 50% in 2020. Some cities lower than that. NPR says Oakland, California at 36%. Baltimore police say Baltimore at 40%.
We've probably lost 10 to 11 experienced homicide detectives to promotion.
The Murder Accountability Project points to police underfunding. Smith also blames the lack of trust between police and the people.
It is just that terrible combination of the vilification of law enforcement, the police departments that are virtually all departments in this country are shorthanded, and the lack of experience.
This study, published last year, found the clearance rate for the homicide of minority men is 15 to 30% points lower than that of other racial demographics, young men like Jaleel Tate. Clearances do not always lead to prison time. A 2009 DOJ report found in 75 of the largest counties, nearly 1/3 of people accused of murder were acquitted or had their charges dismissed. That's the most recent data on record that's available. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
With several outages and 2 decades of water infrastructure problems draining Milledgeville residents, officials are stepping up.
Today, the City Council discussed plans to dry up the problems in a called work session. Now, dozens of residents took their seats at City Hall to hear from officials and water engineers to find out what happened to the failed water pump that caused the city and over 150 businesses to be affected by low water pressure or sediment in the water.
Just 3 weeks ago, a citywide boil water advisory was issued, forcing many agencies like hospitals and schools to think on their feet and find alternative fresh water. But both the city manager and engineers said they could not commit to providing a timeline for completion of improvements until they get a better idea of what lies below.
The bones of the structure are really good. So the plant itself is in good condition, but there are a lot of mechanical things that are in there, pumps and gates and valves and electronics that are out of date and need refurbishing. So those are the things that are going to have to be replaced. And that's the major cost in a plant. So you're going to have to pay almost as much as building a new plant in order to refurbish what's there.
Among hearing frustrations from residents of misinformation being sent out about the boil water advisory being lifted early and lack of good communication to agencies, city officials pledged to be proactive moving forward.
Officials estimate the total refurbishing cost of the city's water plant will be around $50 million, although as it stands, the city is currently losing 30% of the water that they produce.
Macon's paratransit buses could be a potential safety hazard for those that ride them, but one rider and advocate says he does not want the buses removed. Wade Horton is one of the many visually impaired in Macon, advocating for others and those with differing ability challenges.
He says he's hesitant to voice his concerns because he says doing so might cause the MTA to pull the buses not up to par with the Americans with Disability standards. And without backup buses accessible to those with physical challenges, it could cause a problem for them.
A person that has an extensive history working in transit would know that those buses should not be for paratransit use.
Horton says seatbelts fall into the aisles and that some buses do not have handrails. He says the buses do not meet the standards of the Americans with Disabilities Act. The mayor told Horton he was aware of the potential hazards and will be speaking with MTA to see what they can work out.
Parents in Houston County can expect to budget a little more money for their kids' lunches and breakfasts next year. The Houston County School District announces that schools will see their first price hike for meals for students since 2017. For elementary schools, meals will cost $2 for breakfast. Lunches will be $2.75. In middle and high schools, breakfast will cost $2 and lunches will now cost $3.
The district says the price increases are required to stay in compliance with federal regulations. Almost 20 schools in the district will maintain their community eligibility provision sites, meaning all students receive free meals. For information on which schools will maintain free meals or how to apply for free or reduced meals, you can visit our website, WGXAnews.tv. This afternoon, the Piedmont-Macon Medical Center recognized the hard work of stroke survivors and showed their ongoing support with their 2023 Stroke Stroll. Survivors, their families, caregivers, and friends took a victory lap in the hospital's cafeteria while hospital staff cheered them on. After the stroll, the hospital debuted their Strive from Stroke support group for survivors. The group will meet from 1 to 2:30 on the third Tuesday of each month and will offer open dialogue among stroke survivors and serve as a platform for stroke education and awareness.
The risk for stroke is high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high sugars, smoking, lack of activity, obesity, and those are the things that we want to alert people to so that they will be healthy and will not have a stroke. Eating right, exercising, doing the things you need to do to stay healthy.
According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 800,000 people in the U.S. have a stroke each year. The hospital is hoping to improve those numbers by empowering people with knowledge about stroke prevention.
Montana is the first state in the nation to officially ban TikTok. The move will most definitely face legal challenges. The law bans downloads of the app, fining the App Store for company for any time someone is offered ability to access the platform or download the app. Users wouldn't be penalized. Critics call it government overreach and say residents can use a VPN to bypass it. TikTok has vowed to fight back against that ban. House Republicans sidestepped a vote to expel Representative George Santos today. They instead voted to refer the resolution on his expulsion to the House Ethics Committee.
It comes as Santos faces mounting legal issues about lying during his campaign, as well as 13 federal charges accusing him of fraud and money laundering. Speaking after the vote, Santos thanked Republican leadership for referring the motion to the committee.
If the ethics committee finds a reason to remove me, that is the process. This isn't about politics. This isn't about this body silencing 145,000 people who voted for me to come here and taking a voice away from 700,000 people that I represent. So this is the appropriate way to do this.
The House Ethics Committee already launched an investigation into Santos in March, which it said would determine whether Santos engaged in unlawful activity during his campaign last year. Today, Hawkins Arena was filled with champs as the Bibb County Sheriff's Outreach section celebrated kids graduating, choosing healthy activities, and methods of promoting safety. Now, the program graduates have spent 12 weeks learning about how to be safe, healthy, and happy in preparation for a wonderful life. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says they want to teach our young people that there are other alternatives and safe ways when it comes to making good decisions.
There's so many people today that give up on our young people, and me and these other deputies that teach this program, we see a lot of good in these kids. They just need guidance and direction and good leadership, but it does start at home.
The program is taught by deputy sheriffs who have successfully completed CHAMPS instructor training.
The VIP Academy held a senior walkthrough for their soon-to-be graduates ahead of their first ever ceremony for just VIP graduates next Friday.
Today, they shared their future plans with everyone and celebrated the end of their high school careers. The VIP Academy principal says it's an important day.
Oh, we want to celebrate them and celebrate their accomplishments and put life behind what it is they want to do. It's like I said during the ceremony. I don't want them to try everything that they ask, it will happen for them. So we want to make sure that we continue to inspire them and push them, even though they are graduating, that we still support them here in our building.
They also took the time to recognize one person who should be planning to walk across the stage with a balloon release today. Shatirika Booz and her mother both died in a house fire in early March. Her family made sure her memory was celebrated ahead of what would have been her high school graduation. Shatirika had already been accepted into 5 universities across the state.
A rather dreary day across the mid-state. However, it is Thursday, so let's talk about the weekend preview. On Saturday, we have a cold front that'll be sweeping through the evening that gives us some scattered storms around 81 degrees, and the rain chances will continue into Sunday with a few showers around, some sunshine still breaking through, 81 degrees for the high. Today, though, it's a wide variation of temperatures as we do have the wedge that's set up in place. Notice areas to the north and east, currently 66 degrees in Edenton, 71 in Macon. The farther south and west you go, it's 80 in Perry, 81 in Cordele, so a wide range of temperatures today. Those clouds are out there, and we also have some showers that we're tracking with some of this wedge setup that's in place. Not everyone is seeing the rain out there. We do just have some light scattered showers out. Some of the heaviest downpours right now, really southern Macon-Bibb County into Peach and Houston County right now, getting some of this heavy downpour rain, probably heading towards Fort Valley here over the next half hour or so. A little bit more into Twiggs County as well, south of I-16, seeing some heavier downpours, and a wider view on satellite and radar showing the wedge setup is firmly in place. Notice all the clouds and showers over South Carolina and areas of Macon to the northward in Georgia. So that's what we're really going to be dealing with for the rest of tonight. A few thunderstorms around, very hit or miss for the rain, lots of clouds in place, 61 degrees for the overnight low. And planning out your day tomorrow, it will be improving weather, lots of clouds still in the morning, 64 degrees at 7 o'clock, 74 by 1 o'clock, and then I think we will get a few peaks of sunshine by the afternoon, 78 degrees at 4, 79 by 7 o'clock, a high of around 78 degrees. So it's going to be mostly cloudy for tomorrow, but we will get some peaks of sunshine by the afternoon. And as this front begins to approach for the weekend, the humidity is going to take right back up. Saturday and Sunday, really on Sunday, we're near the muggy range again for our muggy meter. Once the front actually moves out, we'll have a drier air mass that fills in place by next Tuesday. We're down to a bit humid, almost into that pleasant range. So little days that we can still hold on to nicer humidity will be nice until we get the really oppressive heat and humidity during the summer. And Saturday, as the front begins to push through, especially Saturday evening, a good idea to keep your eye to the skies. We do have a risk for some severe storms on a scale of 1 to 5. Our entire viewing area is under a 1. So in your 10-day forecast tomorrow, improving weather throughout the day, lots of clouds, some sun by the afternoon, the high 78 degrees, still well below average. Saturday evening, that front begins to arrive, a small risk for some severe weather, 84 degrees for the high. On Sunday, we will still have a few showers around, but it's really going to be very hit or miss with the rain again, 81 degrees. And then the summertime pattern begins to pick up as the humidity begins to drop for the beginning of the week, 82, lowering humidity, really chances for showers and storms every afternoon. We are going to stay below average though. Our average high right now is 86 degrees. We'll be in the low 80s as we head towards next work week. Tuesday, some small rain chances in the afternoon as we get towards Wednesday and Thursday. So some isolated storms around. Temperatures though below average into the low 80s. So lastly, of course, here's tomorrow's Harrison's Body Shop Fish and Game forecast. Peaks in the good category at 2:40 a.m. and excellent category at 8:40 p.m.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Thigpen, and today we are again here at the All of Our Animals Rescue in Macon-Bibb County. I'm joined today again with Lisa. And who are we going to showcase today, Lisa?
Fajitas, and she is being a little bit shy.
She's kind of full of energy, a little shy at the same time.
She has a best friend. Come here. They've been playing a lot today. So she's, hey, Fajitas, turn around. So don't let her fool you. She is a little bit shy, but she warms up to you pretty quickly.
And you said she's about how old?
She's about, here she comes. She's about a year old. And I promise she's super sweet, super nice. She loves other dogs. She has been playing with her best friend this morning. And she loves swimming pools.
Oh, yeah. You showed me pictures of her in a swimming pool. So if you got a swimming pool and kids, that would be perfect.
Yes. Or make her own little like baby pool and fill it up with water, and she'll sit there and just play
and have a great
all
time.
afternoon.
All right, so if someone would like to adopt Fajitas, now she's fully fed and ready to go, how would they do that?
She is. Just give us send us a message, Facebook, All About Animals Rescue. Let us know you saw her on TV. Say maybe the backside of her, and one of our volunteers will get back with you. So send us a message. We'll get back with you. Tell us you need her.
She's a little camera shy, but now we're getting her face. All right, let's go
side.
ahead and find Fajitas a good home today. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kraft Heinz wants you to go crazy with your dipping sauces. The company unveiling a dispenser called the Heinz Remix that allows customers to mix their favorite dipping sauce flavors. Customers can pick a sauce base such as ketchup, ranch, and barbecue sauce and mix it with what the company calls an enhancer. That includes jalapeno, buffalo, and smoky chipotle. The enhancers come in a variety of options, ranging from low to high intensities. And Kraft Heinz says it is planning to roll out pilot programs with the product in some restaurants later this year. Which two would you guys mix if you had to?
Oh no, I don't really know. I feel like I'm really picky, but I love Heinz barbecue sauce, like their barbecue sauce. This is gonna sound really weird. Heinz barbecue sauce with Disney chicken nuggets.
Why specifically Disney?
What
chicken
are
nuggets?
what are Disney chicken?
I guess
Like
they're
when
the
you go into
shape
the
of the
parks?
princesses.
No. Just when you go into the parks, you order chicken nuggets.
So you'd have to go to Walt Disney to get these chicken
Yes.
nuggets,
Which is already $165 to get in.
It's fine.
And then $20 more for the meal. So you're basically at almost $200 if you include a water.
I would go to Disney just for the chicken nuggets, honestly.
and if you drive down to Disney, we got to put in the gas
you must
money there and
make
back.
like a
so,
substantial amount of money.
Oh, I make so much. Totally.
Like and subscribe and join us every day at 5:30. We hope that you'll continue to join us on YouTube.
Join us in just a few minutes at 6 on ABC 16.